So today we're here with Ted Farron, the CEO of Rivet. And who do you sell to?
We sell to ambulatory providers, typically. So folks like orthopedic surgeons, even family medicine, but we do have a lot of specialty medicine, kind of specialty practices as customers. Number one is definitely estimates. So we call it estimates, but that's referring to patient cost estimates. So classic, age-old frustration in healthcare is I go in to get care, somebody says, hey, you need an MRI or you need this or that, and I have no idea what it's going to cost. And that intimidates me, it causes bad patient experience. Okay. That's all bad for the patient. If we're just focusing on the provider for a minute, which is our customer, this is also rough for them. They have to deliver a hard message. They're also probably signing up to have a really hard time collecting bills. They're not providing that experience in terms of just transparency into the process, and so oftentimes their patients leave looking elsewhere, not trusting them, and thinking that they're the reason it costs so much, and not necessarily just the kind of general cost of care. And so the idea with Rivet is in 30 seconds, if someone says, hey, what's this going to cost me? Rivet it's going to run your benefits, it's going to reference your payer contracts, it's going to essentially pre-adjudicate the claim once you key in the codes that you're going to bill, and it'll spit out and tell you with a very high degree of accuracy what your out-of-pocket patient liability is going to be. And then the provider can click a button, text it to you, and you can pay half now, half later, or something like that, all from your cell phone. Number two is driven by the same underlying machine that Rivet is so good at, that is able to produce estimates, but a totally different use case. And it's we call the product Underpayments. So we are using the same engine to essentially simulate claim adjudication, but this time, instead of using that to predict what the patient is going to owe out of their pocket, we use it to audit what the insurance company paid the provider to determine that they are in fact paying according to contract. Before is I have no idea if payers are paying me what they're supposed to. I've been here at the practice for 5 years, and I've never touched our payer contracts, so I don't even know what's in them. I don't know if we're being paid according to them. And after Rivet, you would know exactly what's in them, and you would know if you're being paid according to them, and you could have resolved any big issues. You might use Rivet to get smart about negotiating your payer contracts, and Rivet will provide you a full suite of kind of analytics tools to help you do that. We have a feature within this Underpayments product, or this payer contract kind of management product, called Claims Analytics. So it will essentially break all your claims down and help you understand which payers are good, which payers are bad, which payers do you have a huge denials problem with, and just be really insightful. So there's a lot of fruits from this idea of managing your payers in a smarter and more intelligent way. And one of the most fundamental places where to start is what's going on with that contractual relationship between you and the payer. Number three, denials management. So we call the product Denials, but the idea is Rivet is not a claims management system. It's not the system you're going to use to submit new claims and process them. But it's very common, especially in specialty medicine, to have denial rates above 10%. 10% of your claims just not getting paid because something. Right? And some of those things could be avoided and could be prevented, but a bunch of those things, they just pop up for different kind of reasons. Before implementing Rivet, it took me a really long time to manually create a spreadsheet of work and assign it out to the right people every Monday. And our practice has the classic Excel wizard that we all have to rely on, who becomes a bottleneck, and we can't do our jobs until that person kind of tells us what to do and creates a bunch of pivot tables and work lists for us. Now with Rivet, you don't have that. Every single claim, every single detected denied claim is automatically going to route and assign to the right person and tell them exactly kind of what to work, when, why, and give them a really smart work list. Yeah. Another thing is, before Rivet, if you're ramping a new employee, there's no undergraduate degree for denials management. There's no formal training. There's hey, go sit next to Bob or Sue, and I hope after enough time you can be effective too. And that's a pretty bad, training kind of strategy. But it's one that the industry is unfortunately kind of stuck in. So when you know how to work a specific type of denial, and then you give your brand new employee that type of denial to work, Rivet's going to have a little pane that says, oh, first step is here, second step is this, third step is that, fourth step is this, and almost give you a little shoulder angel to sit beside you all day long and tell you what to click and what to point at and what to do to be most effective. And then there's some really fun things too, people spend a lot of time filling out appeal forms. And with Rivet, we automatically populate your appeal forms. So, it may only save you 3 minutes, but when you have to do that same thing a gajillion times a month, 3 minutes times a gajillion, I can't even do that math.
You're using the financial data
Yep.
to directly impact the profitability and the efficiency of an actual practice.
Yeah, at the end of the day, so much of this data, well, so much of, even before the data, you've got a doctor and a patient and they're interacting and something's coming of it, whether it's a financial cost or a claim being submitted or a claim being, processed after the fact or something. And so, square one, that's what matters most, but doctors do need to get paid and practices deserve to collect the revenue that they're due. And so, you get yourself one step removed from that actual thing that matters most, and you've got all these problems. You've got things like denials, underpayments, estimates, and a whole host of other revenue cycle problems. We just happen to stay very focused in terms of what we solve. But enter this big problem where we're customers of HealthJump, and if we don't understand at the time of estimate a patient's first name, last name, date of birth, subscriber ID, we're not going to be able to create more efficiency in their process, because someone would have to cross-reference the EHR and cross-reference Rivet. And so, if we can get that data gap bridged, with a good kind of automated partner, that really helps us create the efficiency and drive the results that our customers really enjoy. And it is true that we make your EHR better. It's in a lot of ways what Rivet is all about. Should it probably help you do better payer contract management, produce patient cost estimates, run better upfront financial collections, work your denials better, audit payer contracts and agreements? Yeah, those are all things that everyone would love for their system to do, but their system can't do everything. And so we need to sit on top of it in a really kind of sophisticated way. We do have folks that offer up training anytime you need it. We don't charge you for implementation, we don't charge you for training. That to us is it's pretty straightforward. We're going to get you there, and if you need more help, we're going to help you, because the more and more you use the software, the more and more we think you'll be a happy customer.